Hey everyone, this is Justin, and right here next to me is my brother Jacob. And normally we would have my cousin Isaiah here because he is the third part of our name, Cheap Labor. It's our joke name for our band. It's sort of like silly, but sort of serious. It's just a name that kind of stuck with us. But normally we would have uh, the third member, Isaiah, with us. But due to COVID, we decided altogether to go ahead and move forward with our podcast and entertainment. We decided to do this because a lot of people on social media and just basically anywhere have been saying that if you don't start something now, then the chances of starting it won't really happen. So we all decided to go ahead and go with it. So welcome to our podcast. This is hopefully something we can be putting out for weekly. We don't know yet because we're still new. Not only new with making podcasts, but making YouTube content in general. So we hope you guys enjoy it, and please be patient with us. Uh, the first thing that we wanted to start off with was just kind of talk about how COVID-19 has changed our lives and like how we first heard about it and how it where it is now. So, like Jacob, how did you first hear about COVID-19?
Well, our little brother was mentioning something like in his science class
Yeah,
they
that's right.
they talked about it and we're like, okay, like it's in China, what's gonna happen? And so over time, it started to get more prominent in news, and it was just one of those things that's like, okay, maybe we'll take it serious when like things start to go bad. And I think it was around the time, it was like mid-March when I started realizing this is serious, when everyone needs to be taking it serious, when the NBA season stopped. Because no one thought like sports was going to stop from this. It was like, okay, it's American sports. They're on year-round. There's like a month where there's like no sports. If that, there's maybe like a day without no like professional sports on. So I'm like, okay, yeah, right. And so I find out the NBA season gets canceled or suspended indefinitely, and I'm so like lost. I'm like, what?
Yeah, because that's a big part of Jacob's routine. Because he is one of the biggest sports fans. He has his teams. He has his teams where he likes, where he dislikes. But all in all, he loves sports. And just having COVID-19 affect something this big, like sports, like ESPN, kind of took not only him back, but even me as someone who doesn't really mind or care about sports. Or I'm like, wait, that's being canceled? I'm like, well, what's next? Because I don't think it's gonna stop there. It just felt like, oh, like that's this is a big deal. I mean, stuff like this is a big deal, but we always, as like I guess the United States has always dealt with it in a, at least in an okay way. But this was just hitting hard, not just sports, but like everyone around the world. So it was just kind of crazy to hear that. Uh, like for my school, like similar to what Jacob said, Julian heard about it in his class, and I didn't hear about it until like maybe like midweek of my editing class, where the professor was saying how, oh, we might have class Monday and Tuesday, but we won't have it like Wednesday or Thursday. We're like, wait, what are you guys talking about? Like, and they're like, oh, COVID-19. We're not sure about the information about it, but we'll keep in touch. And lo and behold, as soon as I got home, I get an email saying, yeah, we're gonna start spring break like a week earlier, just so the teachers can make everything online. And I was just like, everything online, like, wow, I won't be able to go outside. And of course, I was thinking like selfishly, being like, oh, what am I gonna do? Like, oh, I'm not gonna be able to go out to the store or Target or just buy like whatever I needed to. And then like a second wave, like I guess, hit me. I was like, oh man, I won't be able to see like my girlfriend or be able to see like my family. So it was just kind of like, whoa, and I have no idea how long this is going to take. And a lot of people are saying like, oh, it's going to be like quick, or people are saying, oh, it's not going to be better till like 2022. I mean, as of right now, we still don't really know. It looks like there's progress, but with everything, we're not too sure. So does that mean you heard about it, Jacob? With heard about COVID-19 because of Julian, or did you like how did you handle it? Because I go to community college and Jacob goes to Cal State. So how did they deal with it?
It was weird because, yeah, Julian told me about it, and I didn't know anything about coronavirus. And people were still like, oh, it came from snakes, and or it came from bats, or like, oh, it was chemically made. Well, I didn't know anything about it, and so it was the day after NBA season stopped. And if you're wondering why I like refer to sports events as like big landmarks,
Jacob always does that.
I just, it's something that I've always done. Anytime something major has happened, I always have to compare it or just relate it to something, and I'm always watching sports. So like, oh, the birth of my niece happened when the Padres won, or something like that. But it's something that I remember, because I'll remember the date it happened. So it's
But
kind of
Jacob's
like
good with remembering
kind of like
anything.
a dumb way to remember stuff, but at least I do remember things.
He's got a system.
But so like after that day, we go to school, and I only have one class, and they're saying, so we don't know what's gonna happen. Like, we're not sure what's gonna happen. We're gonna take a week off for our professors to learn how to use Zoom, and from there on, it's just gonna be like, we don't know. Like, they had no idea what they were going to do, and once things started going worse, 1 week turned into 2 weeks, and then we got the email from the chancellor saying this semester on campus is closed. Like, we're done. It's only online classes. And I was so shocked, and it was very surreal to see a bunch of like students kind of like scurrying, because I don't live on campus. I live at home. And I was just so like in shock for all those students that had to pack up their things and go back home. And I'm like, God, this is horrible. Like, and
Yeah, because there's students who have to like either pack up everything that they own, because they're living on dorms and they have to go back all the way home, like totally different living situation. Or I remember hearing that there's people who aren't allowed to leave campus to like go visit their family.
Yeah, I got a buddy who's at a private school in Bakersfield, and they said, you leave, you're out of the school. And I'm like, that's not right.
Yeah, it's not right. I mean, I kind of see why, but it's like, wouldn't you want them to be with their family?
Yeah.
Because not only being like isolated is being good for your health, but being surrounded by people that you love in a safe manner, I feel like that's going to be the best way to not only stay physically healthy, but mentally healthy too.
Mm-hmm.
It's just kind of crazy. And luckily for us, we live with our parents and our grandma. So I still work. Both of our parents still work, and so luckily we haven't got hit with a huge, like setback when it comes in terms of money. But as far as, but we're taking it seriously, not just because for our own well-being, but because we have our grandma who lives here with us, and she is, how old is she? She's like 70.
I think she turned 78 this year.
Yeah, she's high 70s, who's diabetic. I believe she has high blood pressure.
So she's vulnerable.
Yeah, if COVID were to get her, I don't think it's just
it wouldn't
not
be a
gonna
good
safe.
situation. It's not gonna be good.
She has all that checklist of everything that's bad to have with COVID, and luckily she's doing pretty good. She is kind of like the rebellious kind of grandma, where my mom, since she's the primary caretaker of her, she will be like, all right, you can't be doing this, you need to be eating this and stay away from that. Of course, when somebody tells you that, even like for me, I'm like, okay, whatever. But like with now, it's like, okay, I kind of have to listen, because one, it's for my health, and two, it's like there's nothing else. Like if you rebel, you don't get anything out of it, because nothing will come from it. So it's just best to like listen, do what you're supposed to be doing, do the healthy, make the right and healthy choices. But yeah, it's just crazy, because we would sometimes have family visit during this whole ordeal, but like just not like a full-on family, because we have like the biggest Mexican family. My mom is the youngest of 10. So we have, each of them have like a cousin or their own daughter or son, and then they have their own kids. So we have the biggest Mexican parties. Like it's a little bit stereotypical, but we're unique enough where it's fun, but it's just crazy on trying to deal with everyone saying like, oh, you can't come over because of Tita, which is what we call our grandma. It's like, sorry, you can't come over because Tita's pretty vulnerable when it comes to all this stuff. And they just get upset, but it's one of the things that comes out of COVID. You just kind of be like, nope, sorry, this is the rules, you need to listen, and that's just how it is. So we had to be pretty stern with it. Not just me or my parents, but like even my brothers had to be like, "All right, you guys can't come over because there's a chance that my grandma could get sick."
Yeah. There's like definitely like this weird presence of just like, okay, like you're not gonna go out, and because of grandma, it's just like okay. And if my grandma wasn't here living in the house, maybe my mom would be a little bit more lenient with us going out, but that's not the case. Because of that, me and Julian have been staying in for months. We went out for the first time out of the city in 4 months, and that's crazy. It's good self-isolation, but it was a good reason to get out, and we were just so like, this is perfect. Like, we didn't get out of the car for too long.
And
we had our masks on and
we
everything.
got out for a good reason. It was our grandpa who passed away. It was his birthday, so we visited him at the cemetery, and we just kind of sang happy birthday, did a quick little prayer, just talked for like a bit, and we purposely didn't tell anybody that we were going, so they wouldn't join us because they don't listen. So, and that was nice. We were just alone, just said what we wanted to say, and then we just kind of head back home. I mean, it's good to to get fresh air and everything, but if you can self-isolate as much as you can, do it, because you're not only protecting yourself, but you're protecting others.
So I'm just gonna like kind of stray away from how like dark it's been for like us not to go.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna come into a little bit of a lighter situation with what we've been doing personally. We've been taking a lot of time to do things. Streaming services have been easily the best thing for us. Music has been incredible. I mean, I've looked into so many like new artists and listening to them. I'm listening to all kinds of music, rap, country, rock and roll. It's like I listened to Beethoven a week ago. I didn't think I'd be listening to Beethoven ever out of like pure choice.
We're very rock and rap family orientated. Even my dad, he's the one who shows us like the majority of our music, and then we just kind of branched off into our own things. Even my mom, she tolerates our rock music, but she loves oldies rap. So we're like family orientated kind of family, but we love all sorts of entertainment.
Oh, of course. I mean, like, just streaming services have been huge. We've been watching TV shows, movies on just repeat. So I mean, there is a lighter side of the quarantine. We've come closer, and Justin does this all the time. And we're going to kind of segue this into our next segment, but like he takes us, or he doesn't take us, he takes out food from local restaurants or just diners that we haven't tried. And we typically have it on every Thursday. Yeah. He gets back from work, and we just try it, and if we like it, we think about it like, would our nephews like it if we took them? Would Big Isaiah like it if we took them? Because it's something like, this is definitely
we call
cool.
Him Big Isaiah, since there's like how many freaking
There's like
Isaiah?
3 Isaiahs in our family.
3 or 4, something like that.
Yeah.
So the Isaiah we refer to, Big Isaiah, is our cheap labor bandmate. And so, yeah, back to what Jacob was saying about our food. Normally I would go out like maybe once a week with my girlfriend just because we like to go out. We usually get the same thing, like either Chick-fil-A or In-N-Out or sometimes Chipotle. But we just, I was just kind of accustomed to going out and getting all these different like fast foods or just food in general, and I really enjoyed it, and that's one of the things I was kind of missing. I'm like, man, I won't be able to do it with her because she's isolating with her family, which she should. But I was like, you know what? I'm trying to put like a nice spin to it where I can take the boys. I wasn't taking them out. I would get the food, like how he mentioned, to the house, or they would have it like delivered through like whatever food app. And we started off with food that we kind of always would get, just the classic burgers from our favorite restaurant. But now we kind of like branched off into like, now let's get some ramen or sushi, or what would you think was like the biggest surprise restaurant, like for our fast food stuff we ate that you were just like, wow, that was good?
I think we had Thai food, and like I was very picky with a lot of like the food choices, not because like I don't like it, it's because I'm just so like used to going to everywhere else other than that place.
Yeah, and Jacob likes pretty much a lot of food. Like when I was little, I was the pickiest one, and now that I have a girlfriend, she's made me like eat fruit and vegetables now, and they're not bad. Some of them are pretty good. But Jacob, when he was a baby, he basically like ate everything. He was like a little chunky monkey, but he still ate everything. And he just like loved it. And now he was just kind of got stuck to that frame where it's like, oh, I'm gonna just eat this stuff that I'm comfortable with. But since COVID, we're like, oh, let's just try more stuff. And because of that, we like find out that we really love like any type of Asian food, whether it be like ramen, pad thai, sushi.
Oh, I fell in love
egg
with
rolls.
sushi.
Yeah, it's really good, and it's not just good to open our I guess palate to all these different like restaurants, but it's good to support all these local restaurants because they're taking a big hit. Like there's this pizza place that's going out of business, and it's making us like a little upset. Like wow, like we like that place. It's one of like it's a great establishment. And we just kind of got us thinking like, oh, let's just kind of like show support to like different restaurants just to say that like, so we can keep them around even till like after COVID. And I guess the plan is to probably sit down and eat there when everything is a-okay. Yeah, just if you guys can take anything from this video or from this podcast, I should say, is keep your distance. Make sure you keep in touch with people and make sure you support anything local because that's what's gonna help in the long run.
Well, pretty much coming off of that note, we have something fun for you guys to do.
Yeah, we don't want to make this all gloom and doom.
Yeah, just like, oh, COVID-19 has been the worst. So we have something in store for you guys. We're going to do a tier list. Very popular on YouTube. A bunch of YouTubers have done it, so we felt like let's jump on it, see pretty much what your guys' opinion is on our opinions about our topic today, which is fast foods. And we are in California, so we have different kinds of food establishments around here. We're typically trying to do fast food, so like the big named ones. So if there's one that you guys aren't familiar with, or if we're not familiar with, don't take it personal.
Yeah, we're just doing it based off where we live.
Yeah,
because we like all fast food for the most part, but there's sometimes some of them where it's a little like, okay, what the heck was that? So, and this would be like a regular thing, probably for every podcast, just because sometimes the news is not very pleasant. Sometimes just life is a little tough right now. And then we always try to make sure we finish on a light note. So,
and like what Justin was saying, when Isaiah comes here, we'll probably transition into the more dumb
goofy
tier
stuff,
lists,
personal stories. See if any of you guys can like connect with it, because it's just, I don't know. I like to think like, oh my god, like I have unique stories, but does someone else share the same experience, or is there gonna be people where it's
for
like,
sure,
what, like that really happened? But, like, yeah, there's certain stuff that happened to me that I talked to my guy friends and it never happened, or friends that are girls that they never even heard of that. So yeah, there's endless possibilities with our podcast show, and right now I think we're doing okay. I mean, it's not perfect, but I just want us to be able to learn. And with that light note, we're gonna jump right into our food tier list for fast food.
All right, let's get into it.
Let me pull this bad boy up.
And tier lists are free if you guys want to try it yourself, because if you don't agree with us, or it's like, oh, this is a pretty cool idea, just go on like any tier maker websites, and you'll find any subject. And some of them are ridiculous, but they're the most fun to do. So we're going to get into it right now. I don't know really what else to say about like tier lists on like our channel. We're going to be doing it a lot, so just be prepared if you guys would like to tune in some more.
Yeah, so let's get this started. So right now, the first one.
And what are the classes like? S, A, B, C, D, F.
Okay, so let me pull that up. So we've got S for the ultimate supreme stuff. That's going to be top tier quality.
Top of the line. So
yeah,
the best of the best.
Yeah.
You can't go higher.
Yeah, and so we have that. We have A, which is very good. It's like almost always good. like a few instances where it's like, okay, that wasn't that great. B, where it's like, all right, I can kind of go for that. Like, I wouldn't mind going.
Not first choice type thing,
Yeah,
but it's
like
enjoyable.
Yeah, that's like if someone recommended it and you were just like, yeah, okay, that sounds fine. C is like, okay, I mean, I guess it's right here.
C is probably going to be average food, where it's like your friend took you or you guys went because you were curious and you're just like, okay, yeah, right.
Yeah, and then D is probably just going to be just pretty
below average, just like if you had it and you didn't like it, but people still say it's okay, we'll probably put it there. F is
we don't have F on this.
There's no F?
Unfortunately.
Okay, so D tier would probably be our F tier in this case.
Yeah,
where
D is just going to be don't go.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first one up on the list is actually Arby's. How do you feel about Arby's?
You know, Arby's has the best commercials in all of fast food history.
Yeah, they're pretty funny.
Because you got the deep-voiced guy, and then you get Sterling Archer's voice, and it's just like, oh my god, it's so entertaining.
The sandwiches!
Yeah, at Arby's, you just can't, like, get away from those commercials. The French fries are pretty good.
I love curly fries.
But from what, like, we've only been there, like, a handful of times, so
yeah,
I feel like putting it in B wouldn't be too bad of an idea.
Yeah, I feel comfortable with B. The next one we have is Burger King. Burger King, I would love their chicken sandwiches because they would have the long ones. Like, I guess those are called the classic ones.
Mm-hmm.
But their chicken nuggets aren't that good.
Yeah.
Their French fries are okay.
They sell 10 of them for $1 for a reason. They have way too many,
and they're not that good.
So sorry, Burger King, but honestly,
but the burgers are good.
They're probably a B for Burger King.
Yeah,
for
I would
us
say
too.
that too.
They're not C enough yet. Like, I don't think I would put them there.
And as for this one, we have Little Caesars. I know a lot of people are very, like, I guess, pizza connoisseurs where they like, certain places. But for the most part, when we've bought Little Caesars, it's been pretty good. Like, there's been a few times where, they didn't cut it right or the cheese is nasty. But I'd say it's like a classic place to go to. It's definitely not like S tier.
It's a go-to pizza spot for parties because it's cheap. You get like 5 of them for like $25, granted some tax, and it's like you got food for the day, and it's something. It's one of those like unmentioned food spots that everyone loves to go to, but they just can't accept it.
It's like the food that's always in the background of a party or something.
Yeah. You have to have pizza, and Little Caesars is the cheapest one, and people don't complain about it. If you complain about pizza, I mean, it must be really bad. But we personally love it. So
have you ever had pizza where it just was terrible? Yeah, even Little Caesars' worst pizza was like, all right, I'll still eat it.
Yeah. So I think I can comfortably put them in the A tier.
I would definitely say that too. And then as far as, so now we got 2 B's and an A. How do you feel about Carl's Jr., also known as Hardee's to whatever parts of the world, U.S.?
You know, Carl's Jr., in my opinion, has the best burgers. And I know that's a pretty bold statement for a bunch of like the big 4 fast food. But I personally enjoy it the most. The burgers are good. The French fries are not as good. Yeah. The chicken nuggets are pretty good.
My
other than that,
intellectual vocabulary.
Other than that, I would probably say I'd put them in either B or A tier.
Yeah, I would give it a B. I definitely don't go there enough, but I've been there before, and it's pretty good. Now we have Chick-fil-A. Need we say more? I think that's a pretty S tier.
That's S tier. You can't get any better chicken sandwiches.
Is good. French fries are amazing. They just added mac and cheese, and that's pretty freaking good.
And not to mention, the service is beautiful. I mean,
my pleasure.
My pleasure. Every time you get that beautiful, my pleasure, or oh my god, you don't get that at any other place. So S tier, God tier, and closed on Sundays just for God, just like that. So let's get into the next one.
And the next one we got is Chipotle. I personally like Chipotle, but I never been the one to like, oh my gosh, I need to go eat some right now. The majority of the time I've been to Chipotle, it's because my girlfriend loves it, and I'm like, all right, let's go. Like it's good, it's healthy enough, depending on what you order. It's just a good, solid place to go to. I got Chipotle once. That was one of the new restaurants I introduced to my brothers.
Yeah,
and
only had it one time. only had it one time, and I liked it enough to go back probably, but it's not A or S tier. I'm throwing it in B tier.
B tier, yeah.
Personally, me.
And then maybe you might be able to answer this one or label this one better than I can do. Domino's Pizza.
You know, Domino's is probably the best pizza of the major ones around California, because I don't know if like other states have them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure Domino's is a worldwide type thing, but it's good enough for a bunch of people. But I've had times where it was just straight up grease on grease, and it's a spot that I do like. Like, it's always decent pizza, so I think it's gonna have to be the same tier as the as Little Caesars. I'm putting it in A tier just because the quality of the pizza is better most of the time, but I have had bad experiences with it more than I have with Little Caesars. But being said that, I've had more tastier experiences, if that makes sense.
No, yeah, I totally get you. And I think actually I've gotten Domino's when I would be in the dorms with my girlfriend and had it delivered. And so, yeah, I give it an A tier just because of those nice memories. Speaking of nice, I don't think it's that nice. Dairy Queen. I'm gonna just say that
no
one goes there for food.
If you go there
ice cream is good. I would give ice cream, just the A tier alone. But for food,
if you're going there for food, you've got to like
hungover.
One thing. Yeah. The only reason why people go there are for blizzards and shakes. There's no reason for food at all. So we're gonna go from fast food purposeness in here. We're putting it in D tier because it's not good.
And who knows? I mean, the only thing I've tried was their tenders and their burger. Maybe I'm missing out on something, and I'll give it another shot. Like, every restaurant's worth a shot, multiple shots even, because sometimes even at restaurants, they have something redeeming quality. So yeah, let us know if there's something good at Dairy Queen, or let us know that.
Maybe we'll do a taste test for you guys.
Yeah, maybe maybe we'll even do that. Or maybe just let us know if you guys agree with us that it's pretty,
bad. All right, what's the next one?
The next one is Five Guys.
Oh, good God, that's S tier.
Yes.
Our pregnant cousin came over, and
yes.
she ordered us Five Guys, and we were like, okay.
She had the biggest Five Guys food craving ever, and she offered to get us some, and we're like, sure. And I've had it before on dates or in just with friends. But oh my gosh, the quality is
top of the line burgers.
There. It's a little bit more on the pricier side, but
it's worth it.
Oh yeah, it's definitely worth it.
It's worth it. S tier.
I wouldn't say I would go there frequently because the price, but every time I've been there, I've thoroughly enjoyed it.
All right, what's the next one?
The next one we have is In-N-Out. I think I can speak for the both of us. That's a straight up S tier.
There's never been a time I've had bad In-N-Out, and it might be me because born in California. If you haven't been to In-N-Out, people scold you for it.
We have a certain bias towards it.
Maybe someone from New York who's never tried it comes in and says it's just like a regular burger. We can anticipate that, but because we grew up with it, I've had In-N-Out for as long as I can remember. So it's a God-given miracle that it happened to be here in California.
Yeah, In-N-Out's just amazing. It's pretty good on prices. Flavor's always good.
Yeah, prices are huge and it's good.
I would say their workers are almost as nice as Chick-fil-A's.
Yeah.
And that's really good. And what we have next is Jack in the Box. Jack in the Box is pretty good. It's okay. I never really crave it per se, but the times that I've gotten it have been fairly good.
I have noticed that Jack in the Box is the most expansive, not expensive, expansive of how much they serve. They have tacos. They've got the munchie boxes, and I'm McDonald's doesn't do that. They get the one McChicken, and that's it. It's there's so much to it.
Yeah, they have a wide variety.
Food quality wise, I think I'm just gonna have to put it in B tier.
Yeah, quality B. Its range is very good.
Yeah, I don't think I have ever craved a Jack in the Box burger or Jack in the Box fries, but that's just personally me.
Yeah, no, I second that too. Now we have the Colonel himself, KFC.
Oh,
I love their chicken. I love mac and cheese. I know it's not exactly the healthiest place, but I just kind of associate it with just a bunch of good memories with the family, just getting the family buckets or just their food. Just an overall good time. But,
I gotta put it in A tier personally.
I would agree.
It's fried chicken. It's good fried chicken, but it's like one of those things that you have to be in the mood for. Personally, with us, it's just something that like we never crave fried chicken, and it's never the first choice. We always get like supermarket fried chicken just because it's close to us and it's cheaper and sometimes better than KFC. But in saying that, it's very hard to mess up fried chicken, and they never mess it up for us, so that's good.
Well said. Now we have McDonald's. McDonald's.
You can get so many people confused about this. You have people that say McDonald's is the worst place to go. It's like horrible. And you get the other people, quick, easy food. You don't have to complain because you know how bad it is.
Yeah, McDonald's
for
isn't
you.
For those extremists, or that's what we normally find. Those people who either extremely hate it, think it's like vile, or people who absolutely love it and thrive off of it like every day. I think we both enjoy it. We don't get it like every day, or we haven't even gotten it in like months.
We get it maybe once every 3-4 months.
It's good. I only order the nuggets and fries because I'm like a man-child, love nuggets.
Yeah.
And it's a good spot that's always open because Jacob and I and even Isaiah would love to go to concerts, and sometimes we just get hungry afterwards, and that's just the best reliable place to be at.
It's a routine. Concert and then McDonald's.
Post-concert nuggies.
Yeah. So I think comfortably putting it in A tier.
I agree.
Why it's not S tier? Because it's not the tastiest food, and it's just something that
weirdos there too. Either it be the workers or just the people who just stumble upon it.
Or you get the homeless guys playing on like the toy iPads and stuff. That's the perfect
and
experience, and then they flip out. But what's the next one?
The next one we have is Panda Express.
At my school they have a Panda Express, and I love Panda Express.
I think it's okay, but I mean, it's one of those places where I'm just like, oh yeah, it's good. I'll eat it.
There's better Asian food. Yeah. There's better Asian food everywhere else. So I think comfortably putting it in B tier, for me personally, would be okay. I can put it in A tier if it was my solo list, but there are better places to go, so I'm going to put it in B tier.
Yeah, I would say C, but I am just putting in B because that's a good middle ground. I've had some Panda Express where it's very good, some of it where it's like, all right, this was kind of nasty, but it's still edible. It's still it's just a good place. It's a good solid place. Next, I think is Papa John's.
Papa John's is good, but I don't think it's anybody's first choice of pizza.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
I think putting it in either B or C tier would be okay personally. It's I've never had a horrible experience with it, but then again, I have it maybe once every 2 or 3 years, so it's like only certain households that like host birthdays will have it.
Yeah.
And personally, I'm not one to speak on it of saying it's bad or it's good. So I think throwing it in middle ground at C would probably be okay.
Yeah, I agree. I love the memes that come out of it, with H3H3 or just the meme community in general. But yeah, I haven't had it enough to really give it a good solid response. But I think I've had it before, and it just didn't really stick with me. It wasn't as good as the other pizza places.
In the future, maybe if you guys want us to try it, just so we're not just ranting on it just because we've never had it.
Yeah, definitely tell us.
Definitely recommend it in the comments, and we will get back to you on that.
We're not quite done with the list yet, but this is the last pizza place. And can any of you guys out Pizza the Hut?
Oh God. Okay. So Pizza Hut, man, when pizza started getting a little when pizza places starting to get a little bit more they expanded their menus, Pizza Hut was always the one that I always got so freaked out of. I'm like, okay, now you got mozzarella sticks in the crust. Now you got all this new things, and I've tried it, and it's good.
Yeah.
But I think personally, with personal experiences, I gotta put it in B tier.
Yeah, B tier.
Okay, so no more pizza spots. We've said pizza way too many times in one sentence, so
Yeah.
let's get out of that.
We have Popeyes Louisiana chicken. I love chicken. I love Popeyes. It's just theirs is a little bit on the smaller side. I would kind of in between B and A.
I think I could put in an A tier.
A tier.
Good,
Yeah.
good chicken. I would say you guys have had not the best personal experiences with it, but we had the chicken sandwich. Everyone jumped on the craze, and we compared it to Chick-fil-A. It's great. It's very good. Great food in general. Just I think I can comfortably put it in A tier.
Next we have Sonic. Sonic's.
Okay.
I think
We
it's
had
high.
Sonic for the first time in years because they opened up a Sonic maybe like 5 or 6 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
We tried it out. My parents were like, "It's okay. Like this is not somewhere we'd go by choice." It's one of those like, oh, if we're like starving and it's like the only place in mind, we can do that. But other than that, it's good. B tier.
B tier.
Yeah.
I would agree. Subway.
You know, Subway is surprisingly good sometimes.
I've had it at on campus, and it's always been pretty good. I think just overall, it's just a pretty good place that never disappoints. I would just give it an A.
Yeah, I
It's-
can do that too.
I think that's like Subway's the embodiment of A.
Yeah.
Now we have Taco Bell.
Oh, dude, that's C tier food right there
Yeah.
for me. Being Mexican, there's this certain like attribute that you have. You cannot go to Taco Bell and say it's the best food. And I mean, personally, the only reason why I've ever been to Taco Bell is for those Doritos tacos. I don't think there's any other reason why I've gone for a burrito.
It's not real Mexican food, but it is food that they do have their certain qualities where it's very good.
Yeah.
And then other times where it's just not. And then, they have the, I guess the word is stigma, where if you eat it, you just go to the restroom.
Yeah.
I've never had that, but I had friends that have that and family members.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd say it's C.
C
It's
tier.
all right. It's not terrible, but it's good. Not that good. Now we have Wendy's.
Wendy's, I say, is on the same tier as McDonald's. The burgers, quality-wise, are the best out of any fast food, in
Oh,
my
yeah.
opinion. I mean, there's so many to do, and everything just seems super fresh and perfect. The fries, I know everyone had like this big debate of what's better, McDonald's fries or Wendy's fries. McDonald's is gonna take the cake.
Yeah, I love
every time.
McDonald's way more, but Wendy's is pretty good too.
And A is personally where I'm putting it for the Frosties.
Oh, yeah.
Frosties on a hot day.
Frosties alone.
Oh, good God.
And we're gonna kind of end this one on a little whimper because we don't know too much about White Castle.
There's no White Castles in or most of California. So
Yeah.
we're in the San Diego area,
Yeah,
so
San
there's
Diego County,
no
technically.
White Castle. I think the only White Castle I ever saw was in Vegas. So
But just going off of what our dad has said, he says it's all right.
he says it's okay. It's very small, but you have to eat like a major portion to like actually like it. So,
So-
we're gonna throw it in the C tier.
Yeah, just because
Yeah.
we're on clear. And yeah, that's just kind of one of the tier lists that we will be getting into. I hope you guys enjoy this because not everything we're going to be talking about is going to be serious or goofy. The part of the joy of making this podcast is just kind of like letting everyone know like just what's on our minds and hopefully connects and resonates with people. So I hope you guys enjoyed it or just stick through us.
And for those who
And please tell
Yeah.
other people to join and just kind of subscribe and watch and like and just leave a comment. Just let us know like how things are going.
and we'll read the comments and we'll reply to you. Hopefully, if it's a good comment or if it's a dumb comment, we'll even reply to it. And let us know what we should do on tier lists. If you have ideas, we have a lot of ideas, and personally, with us, we have limited ideas on our notepads and everything.
Yeah, we're very open to suggestions. We
Yeah.
have stuff set up, but more input from like the viewers, the better the content will be.
Yeah,
So thank you guys for watching. Just be nice and have a good day.
stay safe, cuties.